This is a review of my answers regarding the similarminds.com ennea-instinct test. Keeping in mind that an answer in the middle is approximately 50% accurate, so sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, and it's kind of balanced. So the first question deals with what I think about social graces and their importance. I think there's a certain minimum that a person needs to have nowadays. It used to be in the olden days, well, I must say olden days. Okay, it used to be at one time that if you didn't get along with your community, or you didn't get along with the people in your community, then you could just pack up your stuff and you could leave. You could go out into the woods, you could start a new community, or, meet up with some new people. You could go out and be on your own. You could do these things. You weren't forced to have to interact with these people. But nowadays, there's not really much places you can go, and there's not other ways of, valid ways of getting your resources. So you have to interact with certain people in order to get access to that information or those resources or whatever it is that you need. And so there's a certain minimum sense of, I guess, basic respect that I feel that I have to give to these people in order to get what I need from them. But it's usually dealing with individuals at the time, and it not so much dealing with like aesthetics or some of the old-fashioned crap that still tries to get pushed by some of the older people nowadays. Of course, now I'm an older person, so I don't know. But anyways, the second question deals with how important my reputation is to me. To me, being concerned about reputation has to do with being concerned about what other people think about you. And then maybe guiding your behavior so that other people will think about you, so that you'll have the kind of reputation that you desire to have. But that's a lot of focus on other people, and it's less focus on what my own needs are. And so I'm definitely more concerned about, and this is one of the reasons why I consider myself selfish, I'm definitely concerned about my own needs than I am concerned about what other people think about me and what they think about my pursuit of my own needs or anything like that. One example is that I am on Social Security disability, and in order to raise my daughter, I have had to be on welfare, and there's a lot of people out there that put down welfare people and people on disability and stuff like that. People have to, rely on the I guess you could say social support. I really hate that, but anyways, if I was really concerned about my reputation, well, I wouldn't be willing to let it be known, and I wouldn't talk about it and stuff like that. I would try to hide it from them so that I could have a better reputation with them. And it's not worth it. Their opinions are not worth it if they can't grasp that some people have certain needs and some people have certain problems and some people have certain issues. And if they can't grasp that, even though, yes, I'm living on the system, but my money actually goes back into the system, so it's like their tax money is coming back to them. If they can't grasp all that and they're going to put me down, they're not worth it. Their opinions don't mean anything to me because they don't mean anything. That person doesn't mean anything to me. I do consider the people that I actually want to interact with, the people that I consider important in my life. I am concerned about what they think about me, but not like some general reputation thing. The third question is regarding, am I happy with my life? And I think it's pretty obvious to the people that know me that I'm so unhappy with the way my life is right now, and I am just counting. I'm not quite 2 days yet, but I have like 1 to 1.5 years left to go before I feel that like my life can actually start again, and it's no longer placed on hold. And at that point, then it's going to be a lot easier. But right now, I'm taking steps to try to further improve my life and make it more acceptable to me. I already covered what I think about. For number 4, how I think about what other people in my community think about me. I already covered that. Number 2. Do I value intimacy and intensity above all else? No. Above all else, above everything else, my psychological stability is the most important thing to me. Without it, I cannot function or do anything else, period. So above all else, that is what is important to me. Once I am fairly stable, then I desire, to be in a relationship with somebody who's not going to trigger instability in me. So I have to be very careful about who it is that I get involved with. And yes, sometimes that means that it lacks the intimacy and intensity that, it lacks the intimacy I might crave. I don't know how I feel really about intensity. I don't really consider myself that intense of a person. I don't know. Number 6, everything I do is intense. My interests are intense. My friends are intense. I would say I lack intensity in my friendships and my relationships, except for maybe at the very beginning of a romantic relationship. The beginning of a romantic relationship, I guess I would consider myself rather intense, but that quickly gets overridden. The intensity doesn't last very long, and that's probably one of the reasons why I actually jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship, because I like that newness, that buildup, that when a relationship is just starting, and then within a few weeks, maybe even a few days, depending on the person, it's no longer as new and exciting, and so I lose interest. I start to lose interest. And my interest, I'm kind of, one of the reasons I answer 50% on this one is because it's hard to tell what I would be like without the bipolar, but then, the bipolar is part of me, so there are times when, I am intent, I get totally involved in an interest and I go all out, and then there's times when I just can't get involved in anything. So it's kind of I answered 50-50 on that, because it's like it really depends on my moods, I guess you could say. Number 7, deriving energy from liking others and liking things. Oh my God, yes. That is that's where I get my energy. And when I don't have the liking, and I don't, I don't have an interest, and I'm bored and stuff like that, then I just become very lethargic, or maybe I'll try to get involved in something, and I'll just keep trying until I finally find something that I can get interested in, and then I'll go all out. But yeah, I definitely get my energy from being interested in something or someone. For number 8, I do think I have a constant awareness of the chemistry I have with each of the different people that I interact with. And for number 9, of course, the status, rank, and society matters. To some degree, it sort of does, and I recognize that technically it does, but it's one of the most asinine fucking things that I just... Why do people do... I don't even know how to put it into words. It just gives me... The idea of doing the whole status and ranking thing just really irritates the bejeebus out of me. It's gross. It feels icky, just the thought of it. Okay, number 10, regarding my body, I am my mind. And I realize that they're technically, the mind and body are, not separate. And I understand that on a theoretical level. I can't remember the freaking term. I understand that on a theoretical level, but I am my mind. My body is a tool. It's a vehicle to help me get around and to interact with this world, so that I can get access to the kinds of information or pursue the interest or whatever it is that my mind wants to do. My body just helps to serve my mind. I'm not very good at taking care of my tools, and that also kind of includes my body, although I do try to keep my body functional. Regarding number 11, satisfactory self-survival. Again, the very first and foremost thing is my psychological balance. And then after that would be, of course, physical, basic physical needs and security and meeting those, because if you don't have those, it's kind of difficult to pursue interests and all that other stuff. You're so worried about where's the next food going to come from, or getting away from the elements of nature and stuff like that. But I'm focused, with that stuff, it's just the basics. As long as the basics are covered, then I'm more than happy to pursue anything else. If you'd like me to cover questions 12 through 25, let me know and I'll make another video. But otherwise, my 10 minutes is pretty much up. Bye.